Back to some car stuff. Finally, some car stuff. Not right, quite a car. This is the 3.5 liter V6 Ford Transit, and we are going to be doing the starter replacement. We're gonna go and lift the passenger side. I don't know if this is missing some shroud or something. I was told there's not a lot of room, but there he is. So you're going to want to disconnect your battery. These are 13s, and just throw this guy out. I mean, don't see much else to it. Does look like it's leaking some oil, but main concern right now is this starter. That looks new, but it's probably refurbished and shit gave out. So let's go ahead and disconnect the battery, which is in the driver's side seat, which is very weird, but let's go ahead and go do that. So I only had to take off 1 8. I'm sure there's 2 8s, but this has definitely been messed with previously, so we're just gonna get this shroud out of the way. Well, try to anyway. So I got that all done. There might be one in the front here. Well, the front doesn't really matter. You can reach it from right here. You only really have to take off the negative. It is good to take off both, but because it's in such a tight spot, taking off one should be fine. And I'm sure you can reach it by getting to the other side, but as soon as you disconnect one, it basically kills the car. So, and this is a power seat, so we're just going to take off the negative. Alright, so after loosening that 10 that you got there, jump it over to the other side, and then you basically have free power. So now you just want to beep the horn a couple times, make sure you're out of power, turn on the lights, drain the battery a little bit of what's left, and then you can go down to the starter. Once down here, I'm going to try to do this as good as possible here. I think a short guy would be a little bit better. So let me get a short 13. Alright, so I got it at a weird angle, but I can see better this way. So far I only see the two. If I see others, I'll let you guys know. This one at the bottom and this one at the top. Let me crack this guy loose. They're torqued to fuck you, so you might want to use both hands for this. You guys have seen bolts come off, so I'll keep you posted when I got them loose enough. Alright, so those two are the only ones holding it in place. As you can see, I got to take off what looks like maybe a 10. And back here, probably a 12, if I'm being honest. This guy right here, I don't know if you can see my finger. This guy gotta come off. Well, not necessarily this guy. That would be better seen on this side, but you guys will probably see it better than I can. So yeah, just gotta disconnect those two, and those will probably be easier. From the top it looks like, but at the same time there's not a lot of room up there. So yeah, I'll probably get a 10 and a 12 and try to just wrench that out. Alright, so with that out, this big one's a 12, this little one's a 10, so you gotta put those back in. I was able to actually pull it out and turn it. I just could not get that on video because I needed both of my hands. But yeah, the only ones that were connected were this guy and this guy. That other guy was ground, so I'm assuming not much wood to it. Yeah. So, only two. And we'll see what the new one holds. Don't have it yet, but it smells burnt. That's what it smells like. It smells burnt out. Looks pretty newish, but it's burnt out. So let's go look at this exact one. See if we can find it and get a new one on there. I took off the nut already because we're just gonna plop it back into place the way that I took it off. So let me show you how we do that. Okay, so you kind of have it at this downward angle to where you can put the nut, and for both of them right here. And the best way to get your hand is to get it up through here. So you put the 13, you put the 10, twist them on with your hand, Tighten them down with the wrench. Make sure that that is for tightening. You put your wrench up here. I swear they changed the size. No, but still 13. Alright, but. And then you just go about your wrenching. I need both hands for this, but you get the gist. You know how to wrench. If you don't, this is gonna not be useful for you at all. So it takes a bit of wiggling, but the end result is right there. So don't forget, like I did, put this guy in first. And just bolt it up right there. You're gonna need both hands. This is gonna be impossible with one hand. I'd put the bottom one in first, then the top one. Never tighten them all the way until they're both at least halfway in, which would be like right around actually getting into the base there, just so that it's straight on both ends. And then you just continue up, down, up, down, up, down until they're both tight. Otherwise, this thing is just gonna be out of whack.